Hello, mic check. Hope I'm audible to everyone. But if not, write in the chat box. Shida, please mute everyone. So, good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Mamta Sharma, Organizing Secretary for the International Short Teaching Program 8, which has its popular name as ISTTP-8, with a topic on energy and environment conservation, which is happening under company quality and excellence user 2.0 scheme and commissioned and state project directed college education government of Rajasthan, India, which is being organized by Rajasthan Government Autonomous College Alwar, which is popularly known as RRC. We are signing in from this beautiful Jubilee Hall, which is equipped with ultra-modern audio visual system. On the behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome you all to the sixth day of ISTTP-8. Giving encouragement to others is the most welcome gift, for the results of it are lifted spirits, increased self-worth, and a hopeful future. Sometimes challenges and the struggles are exactly what we need in our lives. We welcome every effort, every struggle, every challenge. May you be your wings and fly high. आप सभी का इंटरनेशनल शॉर्ट प्रोग्राम के छठे दिन में बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। आप सभी का अभिनंदन है। माँ सरस्वती ज्ञान और चेतना का प्रतिनिधित्व करती है। वह वेदों की जननी है। माँ सरस्वती को सदा ज्ञान, साहित्य, संगीत और कला की देवी जाना है। माँ सरस्वती की आराधना करते हुए हम इस ट्रेनिंग को शुरुआत करते हैं। We are beginning the sixth day of ISTTP-8 by remembering Saraswati and worshiping her. A small and fast recap from the fourth day of ISTTP-8 because fifth day was Homer. Our first speaker was Dr. Nagendra Singh, who is working as a principal at Trinity College, Karimnagar, Telangana. After that, we have Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Nath, who is working as an associate professor in Dean College, Dean District, Nagaon, Assam. And then finally, who was the third speaker? And then we had Dr. Vaidyanath Jha, who is a retired principal from Ranchi, and he is a person who is very much acquainted with environmental conservation. So he was our third speaker. So without taking much time, I would request, we are starting the first session with a documentary on the climate change. And I would request everyone to put a heart and soul to see it because this is the first session of the day. Shida, please start. It's not a boat or a house, it's a hybrid.
Curiosities have been started the future of apartments only. Is the future of humanity. Sea level
No voice. Madam, there is no voice.
German architecture firm Day-5 has designed a hotel that's to be built on the Chinese island of Hainan. The individual suites would lie below the surface of the sea. Marco Krasnoyevich came up with plans for a lighthouse hotel that harnesses wave energy to generate electricity. Some designs have actually been built. The Schuyl's Brothers in Florida, which opened in 1980, built itself as the world's first underwater hotel. This is the Atlantis Luxury Hotel Resort, located on the coast of Dubai. It has more than 1,500 rooms spread out over 23 and an aquarium that contains more than 65,000 marine animals. The Itara undersea restaurant in the Maldives Islands is located 5 meters below sea level. Located on the southern it was designed by the Oslo-based architecture firm Snøhvit. The same firm also developed the concept of this 100-room hotel that lies at the foot of a glacier in the Norwegian Arctic. The hotel will run mostly on energy generated by solar panels. Most of the plans are still dreams for the future.
There are the camera, please. So, hello. मीट को यही हम कौन होस्ट कैसे हुए Why we have relogged?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we relogged it somehow. I'm audible to everyone? Dr. Mulakhan, I'm audible to you?
There is a problem. There is a problem in voice. There is no voice.
Hello, mic check, mic check. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, little, but there is. Yeah, I can hear you, but there is a noise is breaking.
What is the problem with the meet?
I can hear you, but there is a break in noise. Voice is breaking. Voice is breaking. I don't know.
इधर तो भूल जाते हैं Hello, mic check. Am I audible now? Everyone? Am I audible?
Yeah, it is. It is audible. However, the voice is making echo. So maybe there is some issue from that side. The voice is making echo. Is it echoing?
We are now properly logged in. Can we start? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can start.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and we will be continuing the documentary after we complete the presentation from Dr. Mulakhan. So when I was invited Dr. Mulakhan, the thing was going into my mind was that economy has taken over ecology because he is an economist. So just to emphasize on that, I would like to tell you a few things. So how much time it takes to decompose the garbage we use every day for the economy, like train tickets take 2 weeks to decompose. Orange peels, they take 6 months. Milk cartons, they take 5 years to get decomposed. And tin cans, which we use very popularly, they take 50 years decompose. And then the batteries they take about 100 years to decompose. Dr. Mullah Khan, I want your interest on here. And the plastic bottles, they take over 450 years to decompose. So when I'm saying that economy has taken over ecology, your presence makes us very, very important part of ISTTP-8. So let me introduce to you all Dr. Mullah Khan. Dr. Mullah Khan did his PhD in economics from Jamia Millia Islamia, a central university from New Delhi. His areas of interest is development economics. Teaching interests are macroeconomic, economic growth, development, and eco-matters. More than 30 years of teaching experience for UG and PG classes. He has been supervising MSc and PhD students. Currently, he is working as Associate Professor of Economics, Department of Economics, Yobe University in Nigeria. He is a visiting professor at Department of Economics, Cybernetics, Sumy State University, Sumy, Ukraine. And of course, he's a very keen researcher, a wonderful publisher, and so many things which I speak for everyone. So I'm not going to speak for Dr. Mullah Khan because I've already given him, he has taken over economics. So with sir, आपका स्वागत है, आपका अभिनंदन है और बहुत खुश है आप लोग अपने बीच पाकर. So without taking much of your time, I will request you to start with the deliberation.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Mamta Sarma. At the outset, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Patron and Principal Professor Dr. Hukum Singh, RRC Alwar, Rajasthan, India, and Professor Dr. Mamta Sarma, Organizing Secretary of this very important program, that is the International Short-Term Training Program, a series of 10 trainings and based on energy and environment conservation. So as Professor Dr. Mamta Sharma introduces me, that by training I'm an economist. So today on this very important occasion, I'm going to talk over the panel data regression. And not only panel data regression, the various aspects of panel data regression. And though the data I'm going to use based on economic issue, however, it is not limited. One can use the techniques of panel data regression, and they can use any types of data pertaining their area of research. So only we need to understand how we operate a panel data regression, and that under the panel data regression, we are going to learn three things: pooled ordinary least square estimators, that is the mixture of without separating random effect and fixed effect, though it is very technical terms, but one can need to learn only or understand only how we run the regression pertaining the final data, and how we explain about the policy making, because whatever we are doing in research, ultimately we are going to suggest a policy suggestions to the government or to the wherever and what purposes we are doing for that research. So before moving to my technical aspects, let me tell you one thing. The panel data regression is the combination of time series data and cross section data. So one can need to know what is the time series data and what is the panel, what is the cross section data. Time series data, it is a chronological data which we take as a ascending order from lower to upper. Say for example, if I wanted to see the climate change from 2011 to 2020. So from 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15 up to 20 is a kinds of time series data. Like 10 years data is time series data. But if I wanted to make it only the study about the 2015 of the data pertaining the climate change, or 2018 or 2012, that is the cross sectional data from sorry, that is the cross sectional data from that time series data. So we wanted to know the particular point of time, not the period of time. So one can differentiate point of time, that is cross sectional, period of time, that is the time series. So once you make it together, this both cross sectional and time series, then that data called the panel data. Let me enter into the uh, regression, my eViews software, and then we'll discuss more. I'm sharing my screen, so it is about to come. Let's see. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Anyone can say yes or no. Can you see my screen? Hello. Anyone? Anyone can say yes or no? Okay. Okay. So now, yeah. See, this is my eViews software, and directly the data has already been inserted in my this recent file, panel data for 6 countries. So let me bring it, not open this one. Let me bring it in my. This is the file. I'm going to import file, and the data has already been in my desktop. So I'm going to click it OK. Import file. Then I'm going to make it here. I have data in my file. So the final data for final data. Yeah, final data is there for 6 countries. It is especially for four company. And let me bring it inside first. Then I will explain. Now the data has imported here. You can see there is a company, there is a investment, fixed capital, and fixed capital, investment, and shares. So let me show you. The company is I have company here. There is a 4 company. Can you see my desktop? 4 company 1 to company 2 to company 3 and company 4. This is the 4 company which I have here. The data pertaining the fixed capital. You can see the fixed capital is there, and that data is about fixed capital is from 1995 to 2014. So 1995 to 2014 is almost 21 years data I have for each company. So 21 multiplied by 4 is almost 204 sorry, 20 almost 84 observation I have. This is the fixed capital, and this one is the investment about the four company from 1995 to 2014 for one company. Then again you see here from 1995 to 2014 for another company too, and similarly for all four companies data is here. Since the time is very limited, so I am unable to show you how to put the data, but it is very important when we are going to run the panel data regression, how to put the data in the form of panel is very important. So you can see the range from 1995 to 2020 2014, and that is the four companies I have. And there is a 80 observation, meaning that the 2020 years from 1995 to 2014 is 20 years. That is the 80 observations I have, and sample is I have 80 sample. 20 years sample from 20 year sample, that is the 80 observations I have. So before moving, let me show you one more things. Let me show you one more things so that you will understand how panel data will be used in the. Can you see my desktop now for this? Anyone? Hello? Anyone? See, now it is. Can you see this one?
Yes, we can see.
Any? Okay. See the company, how to put the how to put the data into the Excel for the panel data. See this here, company 1 and up to company 2, and up to company 4. So it is about 80 observations I have. 2020 multiplied by 4, that is the cross read. We have to codify the for company 1 is 1, and company 2 is 2, company 3 is 3, company 4 is 4. Without doing this, this will not take. You can't run the panel data regression analysis. Years are there here from 1995 to 2014 for company 1. Similarly, 1995 to 2014 for company 2. See here. And for company 3 from 1995 to again company 2014 for company 3. And now see here, company 4 start again from beginning 1995. And I have 3 observations here, that is investment, shares, and fixed capital. So my model is share prices is based on investment in the company and fixed capital. If fixed capital is strong and investment is also strong, then the share prices always be high. So I said the share prices is the functions of investment and fixed capital. So that is my things which I wanted to show you, how to put the data into the Excel when we are running the final data. So now I'm going to run the regression first. As I said, I'm going to make it the 3 equation. First the share, let me type share prices constant, and fixed capital and investment. Once I make it, I'm not going to do here in panel option. Directly I'm going to make it the pooled OLS regression analysis with the panel data, and this is the least square estimators autoregressive and 1995 to 2014. So if I click OK, see the, let me Let me make it another. Uh, Let me copy it and put it on. Let me put it on put it on here on Word file. It will be look clear. So that's why I'm making here. It is coming. Now let me make it new. New has come. Now let me make it here. See here. Can you see this one? Can you see this one? Can you see this one? Anyone? Anyone? This is the pooled OLS regression analysis with final data. This is the pooled OLS regression analysis with the final data. Can you anyone say? Can you see this one? Can you see this one? Anyone? Anyone? No answer. Hello? Anyone? Hello? Hello? No answer. There are many, but nobody's saying yes or no. Hello?
Yes, Dr.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So you see the first, which I did it, pooled OLS regression analysis with the panel data, with the panel with the panel data, and you see the dependent variable is share prices. Methods I used panel list square, and today's date is there, time is there, local time here, and the sample is 1995 to 2014. Periods included 20 years, and cross sectional included 4 companies, and total observation is 80. Variables which I have here, see, you can see here the if I make it here, let me make it y is equal to c plus beta 1 x1. No, it will not come here. Let me make it here. Let me make it here. Y is equal to c plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2. So this b1 x1, b1 is nothing, is this c is nothing, is this coefficient. You can see this coefficient. C1 is nothing, this coefficient. Let me make it here bold, this coefficient. And b1 is nothing, is this coefficient. Let me make it this coefficient. And investment is b2 is nothing, is this coefficient. And this coefficient is very important. This coefficient is very important, which is showing C is the average changes in the share prices if investment and fixed capital are fixed. So that is the 907 is the percentage changes in the share prices if fixed capital and investment is fixed, no changes in the fixed capital investment. And you see the T statistics, and the probability value is important, that is the significant at 1% level statistically. And now you can see the relationship between the share prices and fixed capital is negative, because the coefficient is negative. Means if fixed capital decrease, share prices increase. If fixed capital increase, share prices decrease. And if fixed capital decrease, share prices increase. That is the 85. If you say that 1 rupees fixed capital decrease, then it is going to affect negatively to the share prices. That is the 85 paisa share prices is going to be decreased. If 1 rupees decrease in fixed capital, then 85 paisa is going to reduce in the share prices, while investment and share prices having positive relation. If investment increase, share prices increase. So if investment increase at one rupees, for example, then the share prices is going to affect at the 517 rupees increment. And you can see all the variables, like here the constant terms is significant at 1% level, and fixed capital is also significant at 1% level, 5% level, and share price investment is having significant at 1% level, while R square we call coefficient of determination, and that coefficient of determination is nothing but these two variables is explaining to the these two variables are explaining to share prices at the rate of 49%. That is the meaning of this. The variation in the dependent variable by the independent variable, variation in the dependent variable, that dependent variable is share prices, by the independent variable at the rate of 49%, while F statistics is significant. If you see the probability value of F statistics significant, meaning that I don't know, meaning that the my equation, my regression equation, this regression equation is highly specified, If you can see, my regression equation is highly specified at 1% level. So that is the explanation of this pooled OLS regression model. So the thing is that here, if one can wanted to give the policy suggestions to a company, that how company is going to work, like on the basis of fixed capital and investment. Here you see the fixed capital having negative relation with share prices, while investment having positive relationship between the share prices. So one can say that the fixed capital, if fixed capital is going to reduce at 1 rupees, say for example, then share prices is going to reduce at the rate of 85 paisa. So therefore it is recommended to the company, make sure fixed capital will not reduce. If fixed capital reduce, then the company share prices is going to reduce. First policy suggestion for that company. While investment having positive, because the coefficient is having positive relation with the share prices, so one can say that investment, if 1 rupees investment is going to be increased in the company, that 1 rupees is going to convert it into the share prices at the rate of 517 rupees. It means both are having a strong association with the share prices, and therefore one can advise to the company that the fixed capital will not supposed to reduce, as well as investment always supposed to be increased, so that the share prices will be maintained at the constant rate or at the upper bound rate. So that is the explanation of this, all the data which we run the regression, this output explanation. Now I'm entering into the another area. Let me click here, let me make it no, let me click it here, let me make it no. Now I'm going to make it the panel data equation. Then I'm going to make it the share prices constant term, fixed capital and investment. So initially I did not click this panel option. I just did directly like this, and the result has come. So now I'm going to make it again. Here you see the panel option, and there are two options like fixed and random. Fixed is giving the specific effect over the dependent variable by the independent variable, while random effect model is giving the group effect over the dependent variable by the independent variable. So initially I'm going to check fixed effect model, and this period is none. We are not going to disturb this period. GLS, generalized least square weight, we are not going to make it anything. We are just make it no weight. And coefficient covariance method is ordinary least square. So I'm going to make it okay. Now another result has come. Let me copy it and put it there. Let me copy it and put it here. Now you can see here, this one is fixed effect model. Fixed effect model. In short term, we used to pronounce this one fixed effect model. So this fixed effect model, you see here the coefficient. Before it was 907, and this one it was minus 0.85. This one is 5 point something, 5.17. And now when we did fixed effect model, the coefficient has changed. You can see, you can compare this coefficient, I'm coming, this coefficient, you can you can compare this coefficient with the pooled OLS. See, pooled OLS coefficient is 907 minus 0.85 plus 5.17, and R square is 49. Here you see R square is 87. R square is 87, and this one is changed. So what it means? It means this fixed effect model is better than the pooled ordinary least square model, because it is explaining in a better term. I'm not going to explain now. I'm going to do another one, and then I will explain. Let me click no. Let me click here. No. Let me go to estimate again. Let me click it here, panel, and now I'm going to make it random. Now I'm going to make it okay. So let me freeze it and make it copy it and come to the here and see. I'm coming here again. So you can come here and see is wait, coming. No, it's not copied full. Let me copy full. Let me copy full. So it's little, or you can say more technical, because if one cannot know the basic econometrics, they can't understand this one. Random effect model, and we say REM, random effect model. Now random effect model, you can see the coefficient. This coefficient is different from the previous one, and the R square is also different from the previous one. R square is also different from the previous one. You can see the capital coefficient of constant term is 1337, and fixed capital coefficient is minus 9.0, investment is 4.38. so you can come here and you see that 1416 for coefficient, and here 1337, and for fixed capital is minus 0.92, here is minus 0.90, and investment is 4.24, and here is, you can see the investment is 4.38 here 4.24. so, and R square, you can see R square is 87 for fixed effect. Here is R square is 59.61 for fixed random effect model. So this one is invalid or useless unless we don't know the which model is efficient for or appropriate for this data set. So am I communicating? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, Dr. Gulabaz, we can
Anyone?
hear you. Please go ahead,
Okay,
continue.
okay, 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 okay. So to validate this result, there is a one estimation technique called Hassman test. Haus Hassman test. Hassman test. And this Hassman test is for for endogeneity. 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 Endogeneity means we need to know which model. Endogeneity. So we need to know, we did it, the random effect fixed effect model and random effect model. So we need to know to which model is an appropriate model. So for that we have to run the Hassman test to check the endogeneity. So now I'm going to make it again final data, and from random to I'm going to make it fixed, and I will click it here, and then I'm going to check the endogeneity. And you see here, I'm not going to again to come here, I just see the view, and in the view when I click here, it comes to the random slash fixed slash random effect testing. So now I'm going to make it the Hassman test. See the correlated random effects here, I make it Hassman test. So now I'm going to click Hassman test, and it will say, see the what message comes. Message comes, test require equation estimated with random effect, please re-estimate equation. Again I'm repeating, when I did here with the fixed effect model, when I did here estimate fixed effect model, and I make it the Hassman test. What Hassman test here? Hausman, Hassman test for endogeneity. So what it said, when I click it here, it said test requires equation estimated with random effect rather the fixed effect. So meaning that in our model there is no any fixed variable called dummy variable, and that dummy variable called dummy variable take a binary number. Binary number means 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Like in case of qualitative attributes, qualitative characters like male, female, white, black, geographical region like rural area, urban area, like countries like India and Bangladesh, are many things are which gave, we take binary number, whether it is present. If it is present, if it is male, then we can say that okay 1. If it is female, then we can say it is 0. Like here in not only economics, in any area, if you are using dummy variable, for example, I'm just giving for example here dummy variable is like if male is equal to 1, otherwise is equal to 0. Like if somebody is staying in urban area is equal to 1, otherwise is equal to 0. Meaning the otherwise means what? If male is equal to 1, if female means 0, if urban area, somebody is staying urban area is 1, if somebody is staying not urban area means rural area, that is 0. If I'm talking about India is equal to 1, otherwise 0. This otherwise any country can be take it. So this is called, when a variable take attributes or qualitative characters which can't be quantified, only we can give the code, that is the 0 1 0 1 0 1. So 1 means presence of attributes, 0 means absence of attributes. So that one called dummy variable. And in our regression model, if I can show you, if I can show you in our regression model, there is no any such kinds of fixed variable which I used here. Therefore, I'm going to make it here random. And now I click it here, okay. And then I go to the view. Then I go to the fixed random effect testing, and I'm going to run the Hussman test. I click it here. Now I can get the result. And now let me copy it. Then I will come to you and explain all these things. And now click it and paste it here. Now I paste it here, and this result is, I'm not going to explain. This result is important for me. I'm coming. This result is important for me. This Hussman test, let me make it here down. This result is important for me. Now you can see the cross-sectional. This test output is Hussman test, correlated random effect model. Equation is untitled, and test is cross-section random effect. And you see the chi-square is here. Chi-square is here, and pertaining the chi-square statistics, you can see here the chi-square statistics is 32.07, while the probability of value of chi-square is 0.007. And the rule says that if I make it my null hypothesis, fixed effect model is an appropriate model, while my my alternative hypothesis is random effect model is an appropriate model for this test. So here what I can see, fixed effect model, and here random effect model. So this cross-sectional random effect probability value will tell us whether the random effect model is appropriate or fixed effect model is inappropriate. So our null hypothesis we framed here, fixed effect model is an appropriate model, while alternative hypothesis is random effect model is an appropriate model. So here what I'm going to explain here, the cross-sectional chi-square statistics probability value is significant at 1% level. Therefore, the rule says that if the probability value of random effect model is less than 5%, then we are going to reject the null hypothesis. Once you reject the null hypothesis, means fixed effect model is an appropriate model. And when we reject this fixed effect model, null hypothesis of fixed effect model is an appropriate model. When we reject, then meaning that we are going to accept the alternative hypothesis which explain that the random effect model is an appropriate model for data analysis, for this data set especially. So the chi-square probability value, chi-square statistics probability value, let me again repeat here. If the chi-square statistics probability value is less than 5%, like 0.007 5% or less than 5%, 0.05 or 0.04, 0.03, 0.02, 0.01 or 0.0000 as it is given here. If it is less than 5%, then we reject our null hypothesis of fixed effect model is an appropriate model, and we accept our alternative hypothesis, that is the random effect model is an appropriate model, meaning that for this data set, fixed effect model is not appropriate model. So we can use random effect model, and we are going to explain this result of random effect model here. You can see here random effect panel EGLS random effect model, that methods cross section random effect model. So here one can see that this output is an appropriate output to explain for a company for their share prices, that is the dependent variable here. So what I'm going to explain for the company, that if there is no changes in fixed capital and investment, then the share prices of that company is, average share prices of company is 1337.52 rupees. If there is no any changes in fixed capital and investment, then the average price of average share price of the four company is about 1337.52 rupees. While if the fixed capital is going to decrease at the rate of 1 rupees, that fixed capital is going to that reduction in fixed capital of 1 rupees in the company is going to reduce the share prices at the rate of 90 paisa. 90.90 means 90 paisa. So what you are going to advise to the company, that fixed capital do not supposed to reduce, fixed capital always supposed to increase, that is the increase in infrastructures, in investment in infrastructures, and create more valuable items in the company, spend over the fixed instrumental things, that would be the maintain the share prices in that company. Now the investment having positive relation with the share prices, and one can explain, if the investment increase at 1 rupees in that company, the share prices increase by the rate of 4.38 rupees. Therefore it is concluded or recommended to the company that increase the fixed, do not reduce the fixed capital, and increase always the investment in the company in terms of human resource training, skills, and so on, so that the share prices will be maintained at the level where it was. So that is the explanation, policy explanation in terms of policy suggestions. While one can explain the coefficient of this fixed coefficient is significant at 1% level statistically, and the fixed capital are also significant at 1% level statistically, and investment, the probability value of T is significant at 1% level statistically. Therefore this total our total this output is appropriate output for the analysis of available data sets. This one is one can explain. So this is all about I wanted to explain. Now if anyone have any questions, they are free to ask me any questions. Anyone having any questions? Let me stop my presentation.
You can also write the questions in the chat box. Please open the chat box. Can I see the chat box, please?
Yeah, you can write your question in chat box also. so that I can explain.
So this is not an appreciation for you. I can say it is very.
No questions so far. Anyone can ask any questions pertaining this. Even the
So
yeah, Debrat Das, Jain Sharma, and one more have raised their hand. Anyone, any question?
that's not also fact. Significance of
Let me significance of your presentation relevant to the present topic of workshop. It is very significant. Let me tell you, maybe you joined the late. You joined the late. I told you by training, I'm an economist, and I use the data pertaining the economic data, economic variable. While the topic of the seminar is our workshop is I'm coming. Just give me 1 minute. Topic of the seminar is here. International short-term training program, energy and environment conservation. Say, for example, these days climate change is very pertinent issue. So if you have climate change not for only one country happening because of only one country's activities happening, climate change is happening because of the various industrialized countries are doing large emission of CO2. That's why the climate change is happening. So say, for example, if you are taking the example of emerging economy like India, Brazil, China, South Africa, for example. India, Brazil, China, and South Africa, like BRICS, like IPSA, if you are taking like that. So you take the data about the carbon emission, economic growth, prices, and disease. So if you take the 4 countries data pertaining the climate, if you see the carbon emission is the functions of economic growth and the prices and the new technology. Then if you take such kinds of data pertaining the climate change, then if you run the such kinds of regression, then you will easily explain that whether the carbon dioxide emission is the functions of economic growth or not, or whether the disease or mortality rate or other human health aspects is the functions of carbon dioxide emission or not. So it is very pertinent. Initially I told you only you focus on the method which I'm using and how to explain the panel data regression analysis. And under the panel data regression analysis, I said I'm going to make it pooled OLS regression analysis, then fixed effect model, then random effect model, then I'm going to check whichever model is an appropriate for this data set. This data set means that data set which I use for this presentation. The data set can be anything. Only you need to know how to run, how to explain, how to suggest the policy. That's it. So it is very pertinent. It is the explanation is very pertinent. Unless you may understand or may I communicate well. You know, this one is very technical things. If you don't know the ABCD of econometrics, then it is quite difficult to understand how to explain, how to do. So it is very pertinent. Like you are doing all this session theoretically. This is the applied things. If you have data, how you are going to explain? So that is my take on it. It is very pertinent. Any other questions? Any other questions by anyone? I will be happy to explain.
I would further add something to.
I will be very happy to explain more things if you ask me questions on it.
I started the introduction of Dr. Bholanath as someone who is going to talk that economy has taken over ecology. That's why economics is very important to understand to save the environment. And when we are talking in the terms of energy, this is very, very important. So I think
That's it.
that is very important because nothing can be done without economic. And I believe your presence, Dr. Bholanath, is very, very mandatory. It's very important, and it's something which justifies. Because we are not here for the drawing of clothes. We are here that we can save the planet as well, and we can save the humans as well, and we can save the animals as well. So here the economy plays a very important role, and same as the technology, same conservation. Everything is very much correlated. So if any, it is open the chat box. If any more questions. Yeah. He's saying thank you to you, Dr. Khan. Thank you so much, Dr. Alam. We
Any questions, anybody?
We really appreciate that delegates like you taking so much interest. You are the people who make it ISTTP successful. Thank you so much. If there are no more questions, it's time to thank Dr. Bholanath. Thank you so much, Dr. Khan. We appreciate your presence. This was a wonderful deliberation, and definitely people like you are going to save the environment. Trust me, because it is very difficult. You can be human to save it all. No, we cannot do that. That is what it is. We will save the humans first. So economy is always very important. You are a great economist. Aapka bahut bahut thank you so much, and we look forward to have you again.
Shukriya, ma'am. Shukriya. Shukriya, shukriya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to Thank you. Let me go off. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So now it's time to introduce our third speaker of the day, Dr. Satish Sharma. Dr. Satish Sharma is working as associate professor in SSJ School, PG Autonomous College, Harvard. He's PhD in the finance and from the University of Rajasthan. He's MBA in marketing. He has done masters in economics. He has done masters in commerce. 3 masters. Congratulations. That's amazing. And his main area of interest, again, another economics between us. So his area of interest is economics. His areas of expertise is training and consultancy in the area of microeconomics, macroeconomics, business environment, quality analysis, entrepreneurship, financial system, and banking. His areas of research are microfinance, economic policy analysis, and entrepreneurship. He has published a book, Business Economics. He has academic interest, and he has attended many workshops, organized many, he's published many papers, because if I start counting, there are not many number. So without taking much time, I will request Dr. Satish Sharma to kindly start with this deliberation. It's all yours. Aapka swagat, aapka abhinandan. Sir, please unmute kariye apne aap ko. We can't hear you. Sir,
am I audible? Am I audible now?
Very much.
Okay, fine. Thanks a lot. So before I commence my session, I would like to thank Principal Sir and the organizing secretary, Mamta ma'am, for inviting me here for taking this session. So without taking much of time, primarily I would talk about a term which people are not much familiar, and you people must have heard about it. I'm talking about the term that is called ESG. You people must be having some rough idea about it. A lot of academicians, people, they're writing about ESG scoring. Okay. Let me connect the dots with 2 things. One, I'm talking about ESG scoring, And on the other side, I'm talking about the SDG goals, the Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. Why am I talking about these different terms and how can we connect the dots? उसको ध्यान से समझने का कोशिश करिएगा. इससे पहले जो पैनलिस्ट बता he was talking about some regression technique and all. मैं उन सब चीजों को वहां पे क्लिक करता हुआ. ESG scoring का मतलब होता है. Am I audible? Am I audible to all?
Yes, very
Yeah.
much.
Okay, fine. So this, if I'm talking about the Indian economy, out of 500 top companies which are maintaining the ESG scoring, we only have 13 companies. State Bank of India is a leading company which having the highest ESG scoring across all the companies. Getting my point? Now let me tell you why this scoring is very important. When you look at the foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investment. So while making investment, whether you're talking about Elon Musk, whether you're talking about Apple, whether you're talking about Twitter or any other brand, before investing money, they would look at your ESG scoring. मैं पिछले 20 सालों के डेटा के ग्राउंड पे बात कर रहा हूं. वो जो रिग्रेशन टेक्निक का भी हम बात कर रहे थे, उस रिग्रेशन टेक्निक से ही in my own research we have concluded something कि जिन कंट्रीज का ESG स्कोर बहुत अच्छा है, उन कंट्रीज के अंदर इन्वेस्टमेंट का रिस्क बिल्कुल मिनिमाइज हो जाता है. If I take 5-10 companies from Pakistan, okay, आपको एक भी कंपनी ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा जिसका ESG स्कोरिंग किसी भी जगह नॉमिनल रिस्क कैटेगरी में भी आ रहा. एज ए इन्वेस्टर अगर कोई मुझसे पूछेगा कि would you be able to make investment or would you be interested making investment in the Pakistan or in Afghanistan, I would straightforward say no. Why? Because I know the political uncertainties in these countries. But if somebody would ask me that would you be interested in investing money into the Bangladesh or in Taiwan, you know, frequently as an investor or as an economist, I would say that definitely I would like to invest into Bangladesh. देखिए मैं बांग्लादेश का बार बार इसलिए बात कर रहा हूं कि दुनिया के अंदर जितना भी गारमेंट एक्सपोर्ट होता है, जो शर्ट मैंने पहन रखी है, हम लोगों ने पहन रखी है, इसका मेजर चंक बांग्लादेश से आ रहा है. पाकिस्तान वाज अ लीडिंग एक्सपोर्टर ऑफ टेक्सटाइल बिजनेस, बट नाउअडेज आई थिंक they are lagging behind. And the way the Bangladesh people has developed themselves as a textile economy or as a textile, you know, hub, that is tremendous, right? Now let's come to the point. In countries के फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट का पार्टिसिपेशन क्यों बढ़ रहा है? क्यों एप्पल ने अपने 2 स्टोर दिल्ली और मुंबई के अंदर ओपन कर रहे हैं? क्यों जितने भी बिजनेसमैन हैं वो इंडिया में इन्वेस्टमेंट डालना चाह रहे हैं? इसका एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन ये है, अनडाउटली population is our major strength. We are the market. We are the country which is creating demand for millions. And that's why the companies would like to come here. But let's come to the point. The point is, बांग्लादेश जैसी इकोनॉमी जिनके पास रिसोर्सेज नहीं थे, ताइवान जैसा एक कंट्री जिसके हमेशा थ्रेट रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं वो लोग हमेशा चाइना का थ्रेट रहता है, ये लोग इतना ग्रो कैसे कर रहे हैं? एवरीबडी नोज ताइवान सेमीकंडक्टर बिजनेस में उसे आज तक कोई कॉम्पीट नहीं कर पाया है. चाइना को असेंबली लाइन में कोई कॉम्पीट नहीं कर पाया है. इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट बांग्लादेश, बांग्लादेश को टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में कोई कॉम्पीट नहीं कर पाया. इन लोगों ने जो कॉम्पिटेंस क्रिएट किया है, उस कॉम्पिटेंस को मेंटेन करते हुए अब ये कंट्रीज नाउ दे आर थिंकिंग ऑफ ESG स्कोरिंग. एंड इन दिस एनवायरमेंटल, सोशल एंड गवर्नेंस, ये जो 3 चीजें मैं बोल रहा हूं, प्लीज लिसन मी केयरफुली अगेन. I'm talking about 3 terms, ESG. It's environmental and then social and governance. So if a country is maintaining the perfect symmetry of these 3 factors, environmental, social and governance, I guarantee you people, definitely you would see a lot of crore of rupees investment in those economies. As far as the ESG scores are concerned, if a country is not maintaining a perfect momentum of these 3 terms, ESG, I guarantee you people, you would never be in a position to follow the guidelines which has been laid down by the United Nations for meeting out the Sustainable Development Goals. So these 2 terms, very important. आपको अगर कंट्री के अंदर इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए, आपको अपनी कंट्री के अंदर अगर चाहिए कि FDI आ रहा है, FII आ रहा है, in that case what has to be done? In that case आपको अपना ESG scoring को improve करना पड़ेगा. The moment you improvise your ESG scoring, at the same time you would see that you would be following the guidelines which has been laid down by United Nations for Sustainable Development Goals. आज जिन कंट्रीज को आप देख रहे हैं, फ्रांस देख रहे हैं, नॉर्वे देख रहे हैं, स्पेन देख रहे हैं, सर वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट जर्मनी एज वेल. इससे पिछले जो सेशन हुआ, जर्मनी का अगर मैं पॉलिटिकल अनसर्टेनिटी की बात करूं, यूनिफिकेशन आफ्टर 1990, the way this country has, re-energized itself, the way this country has developed itself as a manufacturing hub, the way this country is becoming a automobile hub is again tremendous. But how is it possible? How all it happened? Just close the door. This all happened because these countries are maintaining a perfect momentum of all these things. So the end of the day, the point and the agenda is what? That if you really want to grow, if you really want to see the growth rate more than 6-7%, like International Monetary Fund, World Bank, they all have predicted that the situation of world economies are going to be worse. United Kingdom already officially declared the emergency. And, let me tell you one thing. अभी जो situation हम देख रहे हैं, the situation that we have experienced in Sri Lanka, the situation that we experienced in Afghanistan, the situation, एक रिपोर्ट निकालिएगा मेरे कहने पे, वर्ल्ड बैंक का, वर्ल्ड बैंक के उस रिपोर्ट के अंदर हमें लग रहा है पब्लिक डोमेन में जो 3 कंट्रीज हमारे सामने आ रही है ना, श्रीलंका, पाकिस्तान, अफगानिस्तान, एक तो कंट्री और मान लीजिए, ये जितनी कंट्रीज आप देख रहे हैं ऑफिशियल डोमेन में हमें लग रहा है कि सिर्फ 3-4 कंट्रीज हैं which are about to bankrupt or already declared bankrupt. No. Look at the website of International Monetary Fund. There are 54 countries which are on the verge to be bankrupt. 54 countries. Their situation is gonna be very pathetic. ये सारी वो कंट्रीज हैं जहां पे सोशल स्कीम के नाम पे या वोट जीतने के नाम पे अंधाधुंध पैसा बहाया गया है. एग्जाम्पल हमारे सामने है. You look at these countries and you would see, that these countries are facing the serious financial crunch because they were not able to manage their finance on the name of freebies. सब लोग ले लीजिए. And that's why the situation is becoming critical. आज ये 54 देश हैं. In a time to come, they might be 70, 80, or maybe 90. So what has to be done? There are few general tips I would like to give. First of all, stop distributing the things on the name of freebies, else you are the next who's just following the Pakistan, Afghanistan and the countries which are about to bankrupt. Second, if you really want to maintain the momentum of 6 to 7% growth rate, in that case, what has to be done? You will have to be competitive like the way Bangladesh has done. Like Bangladesh has created the competence in a textile business. China has created an assembly line. Taiwan has created in a semiconductors. Japan has created an automobile business. United States of America has created a software industry. We Indians have created in a BPO business. Like we are the English spoken country, right? We are very good in accounting and finance. We have created a niche in that domain. So second condition is what? You will have to be very competitive enough to really want to maintain the momentum of a growth rate of 6 to 7%. The next point, which is again very important. Pehla, freebies. Second, I said you will have to be competitive. Third, please do not put the Inspector Raj again in this country. Otherwise, I have been from the generation who would stand in a queue for 3 to 4 hours to submit an electricity bill. I have been the one. If you really do not want the same situation for the generations to come, for the Y generation, for the X generation, for the Alpha generation, you please do not inject the injections to the investors. You win their confidence. One side you are taking their investment. One side, crore of rupees you are pulling back. And on the other side, the political parties गालियां दे रही हैं उनको. आप दो मुंही बात नहीं कर सकते. You will have to take one stand because businessman never does business in an uncertainty. The business takes place always in a certainty, please. So please keep that thing in your mind. Fourth, ESG scoring, which is very important. Please maintain it. If you maintain it, automatically the travel and tourism and hospitality industry would grow here. You maintain your governance parameter. You please improvise your ease of doing business ranking, because when investors are pushing their money in a country, they look at all these factors. I hope you got the idea what I was trying to say. If you people having certain, I was just given the 20-25 minutes to speak. So I think that's over from my side. If you people having certain queries or questions, you people may ask. Please keep those things in mind. Something which I shared with you. If you people having some queries or anything else, you people ask me. Thanks a lot for your appreciation. If you're having certain queries, you people may ask. Mamta ma'am, are you there? Am I audible?
I'm also listening very carefully.
Yeah, I was given 20 minutes time actually, so I think it's over. So if people having any queries and questions related to my lecture, you people may ask.
Actually, ESG has been my favorite topic too.
एंड वन मोर मैं एक चीज आपको बता दूं, सर जो रिग्रेशन का बात कर रहे थे, रिग्रेशन इन सब के लिए मैं एक सॉफ्टवेयर आपको बता रहा हूँ जो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है। इतने सारे रिसर्चर हैं यहाँ पर, आपको एसपीएसएस पे कोई पैसा लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको अमोस परचेज नहीं करना है, आपको कोई सा सॉफ्टवेयर 1.5 लाख नहीं लगाना है। मैं एक सॉफ्टवेयर आपको बता रहा हूँ, इतना इजी सॉफ्टवेयर है कि जो बंदा नॉन स्टैट से है वो इस सॉफ्टवेयर पे काम करेगा। इट्स फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, as developed by the University of California, and आप रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस हुआ, आपका मल्टीवेरिएट एनालिसिस हुआ, आपका अमोस हुआ, जिसे आप बात करते हैं। एक इकोनॉमिक्स का एक मॉडल है, देयर इज वन मॉडल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, जो इकोनॉमिक्स से है उनको शायद पता होगा। द मॉडल इज कॉल्ड अरीमा, इट्स ARIMA. So ARIMA model is something which I'll share the link, ma'am. So this model is what, उस मॉडल के अंदर you can predict the future value of a stock. Like when, as an investor, I'm the one who invests money in the stock market. When we invest money into it, we calculate the beta value, and we see that after 15 years down the line, ये stock कहाँ तक जाएगा। एक software called Jamovi Orange. You go on Google, just download it free of cost. Nothing has to be paid. Okay. And there are other softwares, मैं कभी सेशन लूंगा स्टैट्स के ऊपर तो मैं बताऊंगा आप लोगों को। That's very simple, आप जमोवी को डाउनलोड करिए, it's free of cost, and आप उस पर रीमा मॉडल अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, जिसके लिए लोगों को पैसा देना पड़ता है। You need not to do any machine learning into it. बहुत easy है, आप करिए, you will learn. Thanks a lot. If anything is there, please.
Please do share the details and I will share in the box.
I'll share the link. आप उस लिंक को शेयर कर लीजिएगा, it's very easy. It's very easy. Thanks a lot.
Sir, even people are asking for the link. Okay, I will take the link from Dr. Sharma and I will share it on the WhatsApp group of ISTTP-8 and Telegram also. And there's a lot of appreciation for you, Dr. Sharma. And
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's really kind that you gave that to us. आपका बड़प्पन है ये, और बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आपने हमसे बात की।
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And with this, we come to the end of the 6th day of ISTTP-8. I would like to bring 3 things to the notice of all my delegates. Please do the registration. Please do the registration, because without registration, without having details, we cannot provide you certificate. Because people keep struggling with me on my WhatsApp, on the emails, and why it has not been issued to us. So please, registration is mandatory. Secondly, attendance of every day. Attendance of all 6 days is mandatory. अगर आप मिस करेंगे, एक भी अटेंडेंस नहीं होगी, तो हम आपको सर्टिफिकेट नहीं इशू कर पाएंगे। Then third is the feedback form. People who are not filling the feedback form will not be given the certificate. And 5th and the last one, home assignment. home assignment has been circulated in all the groups of the Telegram and the WhatsApp. And I request all the delegates kindly submit your home assignment by 5th of May. After 5th of May, we will not accept any of the home assignment because on 6th of May, we will circulate certificates. So I would request everyone to keep these 4 things in mind: registration, attendance, then you have your feedback form and your home assignment. If anyone is missing, we will not be able to show certificate. And secondly, my WhatsApp get flooded and my emails get flooded. Ma'am, certificate nahi aaya, ma'am, this is there, this is there. One more thing which I keep facing with my delegates is that कि आप जो अपना Google form भरते हैं, जो आप अपनी details भरते हैं, आप उसमें गलती करते हैं. फिर आप हमसे कहते हैं आप उसे क्लियर करें. हम ऐसा नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि हमारा पूरा सिस्टम कंप्यूटराइज्ड है. हम किसी भी व्यक्ति या डेलीगेट हम नहीं लिखते हैं कंप्यूटर से. इट इज जस्ट मेल वर्जन. इधर रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म में इधर एक 3 पैनल क्लियर हुआ और इधर हम आपके सर्टिफिकेट. तो हम मैनुअली कुछ भी नहीं करते. तो अगर आपने वहां पे मिस्टेक करी है अपने रजिस्ट्रेशन में, तो दैट मिस्टेक गो ऑन इन योर सर्टिफिकेट. So whenever you do your registration, please fill all the credentials very nicely, very specifically, very clearly, very rightly. अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आपके कहीं पे कोई गलती हो तो दोबारा से फॉर्म भर दीजिए. With this, we come to the end of ISTTP, 6th day of ISTTP-8, and I would like to thank all my delegates who have been with us since morning. And I would like to thank all my keynote speakers who have joined us and given so much knowledge to us. And I would like to thank my team. We have our advisor, Dr. Yadav ji, Vivina sir, आपका स्वागत है, आपका अभिनंदन है, आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपका आना ही हमारे हौसला अफजाई करता है. And I would like to thank my team, Sheetal, Rishi, Dilip, because all things goes to them only. And I would like to thank my patient and my principal for his support. And with this, I'm signing off from this beautiful hall. Tomorrow we have the valedictory session as well. So we might start with early tomorrow. So we can start our valedictory at 1 o'clock. So please, we will inform you on the WhatsApp group after planning out the guest. And do log in tomorrow at any cost, because tomorrow we are going to celebrate the feedback form to all of you. Thank you so much, and you are beautiful and wonderful people. Trust me, it's a pleasure to be with you always. And so this is Dr. Bhakta Sharma, Organizing Secretary of ISTTP-8, signing off. See you, bye-bye. Stop the recording, please.